Welcome to the 7th module in the Learning Semio Lab series. In this module, our focus is on semio processes, and in particular, we'll spend quite a while talking about add-on processes. Semio processes in general, and add-on processes in particular, are a very powerful feature of semio and allow you to customize the behavior basically to any degree that you'd like. For our objectives, the lab objectives, of course, we'll continue learning the basic semio modeling process and the modeling tool. We'll also learn about processes and how they work and how to use processes as what we call add-on processes. Finally, we'll learn how to use stations as detached queues for modeling entities. And so in this in a detached queue, it's not really connected to a particular object, so it's not connected to a server or to a combiner or anything like that, but it just sort of hangs out there in free space. And so we'll look at the methodologies for inserting entities into the queue and then pulling them out when the situation dictates. Another thing I want to mention is in this video we're actually switching the version of Semio that we use from version 5.87 to version 5.91, and so you should have a look at the release notes. If you go to the support ribbon, the release notes, to see all of the additions that are made. But one thing in particular that I want to mention is a new feature called the commonly used properties. Many users new to Semio find the enormous number of properties to be confusing. And so with this checkbox set, you really, for any of the Semio objects, any of the objects in the standard library, you only see a smaller set of the properties referred to as the commonly used properties. And so, like for example, if I bring out a combiner, if I have commonly used properties set, I only see these 4 properties as opposed to the large number of additional properties. Note that this only affects, the checkbox only affects visibility of the properties. The properties are still there, and so if I were to set a property that's not a commonly used property and then switch that on, the property is still set appropriately. So this really only affects the visibility of the properties. And so make sure and have a look at that and download the latest version if you haven't done so. Note that the models we work on will still work in previous versions of Semio, so you don't have to have version 9.1. It's just that your the display might look somewhat different if you don't upgrade. In terms of an outline, we have 4 videos, not counting this one. The first one will revisit the TV adjustment inspection model that we did in a previous lab series. I think it was in a previous module. I think it was module 5. In video 2, we will use stations with add-on processes, so we will look at this idea of a detached queue. Video 3 will build a model that doesn't use objects from the standard library. It uses only processes, except for one little small object, which we'll get to. And finally, in video 4, we talk about the assignments for this module.